Today, we're going to show everybody in the club how to change the oil so we can get some volunteers to come over every 33 hours and do that. Okay, so basically just in its most loose terms, the pilot in the flight before the oil change, when he gets back, should drain the oil out of the bottom of the engine on the pilot side into one of our buckets. Our buckets are over there. And you got to change the filter. We don't use traditional oil filters. We have a Challenger. It's a housing with a removable screen. And in addition to that, we have extra screens. I think we have 3 total. Yeah. So you don't have to take time cleaning. When you do the oil change, it's quick. You just pull the housing off, pop the dirty screen out, set it aside, put the clean screen in, put it on the engine, and the last thing is you have to safety wire to make sure this doesn't come loose and then oil would drip out. To remove the screens, very simple, but what you have to do is you have to apply downward pressure into the housing and then twist to the left. So I push down, it's spring loaded, twist, and it comes right out. You can see there's a spring in there. Same thing to put the new one in. Just get them lined up and then push down all the way and then twist to the right and let it go. There you go. Make sure there's an O-ring. This new housing doesn't have an O-ring in. Make sure there's an O-ring when you put it back on or the oil will leak out. And we don't want anybody having an accident. Okay, you work from the pilot side of the airplane, and here's the oil filter, and the first thing you do is just cut the safety wire. There we go. Okay. And then we have a torque wrench with a 1-inch socket on it. There's a 1-inch socket on the back of the. Put it on there and then just loosen it up. Yeah. You can stuff paper towels underneath here to catch. There's inevitably some oil will drip out, but not a lot. You almost have to do that from the other side. Okay. All right, now just work with that. See how it goes. Hey, once you got it pretty loose, you can just use your hand and spin it. Spin it. Spin it. Spin it. And 20 minutes later, it'll be free. Not yet. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. Okay, then drop her down. Drop the back down so you don't pour oil out onto the engine. And lift her up through. There you go. Okay. Excellent. If we had an O-ring in the other housing, we could just do that, put that on, but we don't have the O-ring. So what we have to do is, I need the jar to put this in. Like I said, we twist and we pop this old one out.
Find the jar. I don't know where the jar is. We take the old one out, and normally we have a jar here, but we don't know where the jar is. I'm just gonna put it in this bag for now. So put the old one in the bag so we can clean that for later. And this goes, the top part is spring loaded. We're just gonna stick it in, give it about a quarter turn, and then it's latched in there, no problem. And then we're gonna make sure the O-ring looks good. Then we're gonna put it back on the way we just took it off. First, I'm gonna cut this little piece of safety wire while it's off the engine. Screw this back in. Before I do that, I'm gonna cut this piece of safety wire that's still attached. It's easier when the filter's off. See, here's a piece of safety wire. I'm gonna cut that loose. Make sure you get all the pieces out of there. Wire's gone. I'm gonna screw this in. Now it's hand tight. I'm gonna just give it a little snug with this. It's not a lug nut, so we don't need to go crazy.
Do you know the torque spec?
I think it's 10. Is it?
No, it's more than that. I think it's 17.
Okay.
You should put that
Bob,
in the video.
Bob says it's 17.
What's the torque wrench set at?
15.
Okay.
Okay.
The toolbox.
Yeah, so this is on top of the toolbox. This is our safety wire. It's a 32nd diameter. And I've cut a piece, I don't know, a little more than a foot, maybe 15 inches. And what we're gonna do is attach the safety wire to the filter, and then there's a little hook inside here so it doesn't spin free.
Cannot see. Okay.
So I found a little hole. We're gonna just work the safety wire through there. I'm gonna use this tool to pull it through. Okay. So now I have it pulled through the filter side. I'm gonna use this tool to spin it. Okay, first I gotta grab it. Okay, grab the safety wire. Okay, and then I just spin it. See how it's spinning the wire?
John, we'll do a demo over here then. It shows you
Okay.
how we exactly do it and the number of twists. So you don't have to get into that.
There's a little eyelet here that the other side of the safety wire goes through. I'll pull it through. Then we're gonna grab this piece here. And we'll do a demonstration with some more room so you can see. And we're just gonna snug the end there and wrap it around, and then we got our safety wire on. So there's a safety wire there that'll keep it from coming loose. You can just wrap the extra around the center. And we're all done. We're ready to add oil.
There's a series of 6 holes in that first ridge around the oil filter, okay? So you got to run the safety wire through one of those. And then John will then you put the pliers on there, and then they lock. You slide, and they're locked.
You
Okay.
slide this piece up to lock it.
And you
then-
pull and you start to wrap the wire. Keep going. Keep going. One more. Okay, that's enough.
go.
Yeah, so come in close now. That's about the twist per inch you want to have. Okay. And you grab it and twist right next to the tab and the eyelet on the engine. Okay, and then you take whatever you have left over here. You know, usually you'll have 4 or 5 inches left over. You thread that through the eyelet. On the other side, tighten it up. Tighten it up, and you're done.
Okay, so now we're going to fill up. We have a 5-gallon container, and we're going to use this full container and then about another 1.5 quarts out of the other container too, because the filter takes just a little bit of oil. The other thing I'll note, when you put this in, this does not have to be, this should be finger tight when you're done, because this will actually get tighter as you fly, and the next person will have trouble getting it out. Take this, turn this to the core, turn to open it. Fits in there.
Tell them to push the button, John.
Yep, I'm holding a,
Okay.
you can see here, I'm holding a button in here to let the air in. Now today it's about 80 degrees, so the oil's flowing pretty good. If you do this in the wintertime, it could take quite a while.
Or you need to take the oil home and keep it in your house overnight.
Yeah, you don't want to come out here when it's 20 degrees in the morning, and it'll take a long time for the oil to flow. But like I say, today it's about 80, it's flowing pretty good. That's 5 quarts. I'm just going to make sure I have it all out. And now I'm going to put 1.5 quarts of the other container in. There's some markings here so we can see where the quarts are. Put a little more than 1 quart in. We're going to check it just like your car. And like I say, if it's cold in the wintertime, it's going to take a while for this to run down, so you may have to wait. So we're just a little bit above 6 quarts. And again, when you turn this, just finger tight on that. It doesn't, you don't want to make that real tight, or the next person will have a terrible time getting it off. Next flight after the oil change, you want to start the plane up, do a regular run up, and then shut everything down, get out and check it. And you want to look all around, make sure there's no leaks, especially around the filter in those areas. And also around the drain plug. Make sure there's no leaks before you take off to fly.